Well-financed mega-farms can survive the extended periods of low prices that result from the overproduction they helped create. A pig factory such as this, built by absentee owners and operated by hired labor, displaces hundreds of smaller family-run farms. A newsreel shows how the stage for factory farming was set over 40 years ago with a laboratory discovery.
Big news for farmers. Antibiotics, the so-called wonder drugs, added to the diet of poultry and pigs, bring amazing results. In pharmaceutical laboratories, terramycin is prepared for use on the farm. Just a tiny amount of the drug, only 10 grams of it to a ton of feed, is added to the animal's diet. Yet what a change it threatens to bring about. For it has been discovered in tests from coast to coast that antibiotics, famed for their germ-killing power when used on human beings, have an extraordinary effect in promoting the growth of animals. These piggies go to market in half the time it normally takes. Poultry, too, show a remarkable growth rate when tiny amounts of antibiotics are given. In addition, the wonder drugs have cut their death rate in half. Scientists now are investigating the possibility of applying wonder drugs as a supplement to the diets of children. Here now is an 8-week-old chicken fed on a regular diet. The second one has had the antibiotic supplement. This sort of thing may revolutionize the meat business. A new insight on the miracle of growth from magical pharmacy down on the farm.
The discovery that feeding antibiotics to farm animals boosted production paved the way for today's factory farm. Stress and disease arise when animals are crowded into barren environments without exercise, wholesome air, or sunshine. Drugs enable factory farms to operate despite these conditions. This drug use continues at great cost to humans. Not only does it lead to drug residues in meat, it also creates antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria. Though factory farming is expanding in the United States, many cruel practices are being curtailed in Europe. In Sweden, for example, a 1988 animal protection law requires that farm animals be allowed to behave naturally. And a 1986 law prohibits routine use of antibiotics in farm animals. A study in this Swedish forest emphasizes how divorced from nature the factory farm is. This woodland resembles the natural habitat of the wild boar. These domestic pigs from the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences have been released from the school's indoor pens into this pine and beech forest. Scientists observed the maternal behavior of the sows here for 3 years. It is spring, and several of the sows in the forest are about to give birth. Like her wild ancestors, the domestic sow isolates herself and selects a nest site. She shapes and clears a hollow in the earth. She is the offspring of generations of sows raised in confinement, but she instinctively travels several miles to gather materials and works for 3 days to construct her nest. This sow has built a nest that is partly covered and crawls inside. Several hours after intensive preparation, the piglets are born. Piglets leave the nest for the first time when they are 10 days old, following their mother on a foraging expedition. In a couple of weeks, the sow will rejoin the herd with her new litter. Even though the pigs are given ample food by human caretakers, the pigs instinctively spend much of the day rooting for food, insects, fungi, and roots. On the Bergvall farm in central Sweden, pig housing is designed to take the animals' natural behavior into account. The pigs are kept indoors, but they are given sufficient space for their social hierarchy to function. This permits the sow to maintain peaceful social relationships. Individual feeding stalls ensure that each sow gets her full share of food. In this farrowing room, the sow can seclude herself and build a nest in which to deliver her piglets. The nest boxes are dismantled when piglets are about 10 days old. Then, like their wild ancestors, sows and piglets live in a social group. Cost-efficient systems such as these easily refute the claim made by factory farm corporations that sows must be locked in crates. Observations of domestic pigs in the Swedish forest emphasize the fact that the pig's ability to enjoy life or to suffer is not altered by the choice humans make to confine and eat them. Great Britain has joined Sweden in outlawing the chaining and crating of pregnant sows. But legislation is only one way to create change. In the United States, the Humane Farming Association is combating factory farming by appealing directly to the American public. Using television, radio, and national news publications, the Humane Farming Association is waging a national campaign to stop industrialized pork production. HFA's strategy is simple yet effective. Reduce the demand for factory-raised pork, and thereby reduce the suffering of animals and the destruction of the environment caused by pork factories. Pigs are living beings with complex social instincts and behavioral needs. They are not simply meat-producing machines. But unfortunately, that is how they're being treated. It doesn't have to be this way. And with your help, it won't be. Please join us.